presentation covers the MarkStrat simulation by Team Mogul. Our team members are LaTicia and Suzanne. First, we'll discuss the performance of Mogul, including the performance of each brand, most and newest. We'll also review the performance in each segment. Additionally, we'll present lessons learned throughout the 6 periods as well as key marketing management concepts. This project was a simulation of competing companies determining marketing strategies using MarkStrat simulation software. The 4 competing companies in the bog industry were Mogul, Roman, Tea, and Samosa. The product was an electronic device called Sonite. Most periods showed improvement in Mogul's share price index. There was a slight decline in period 2 due to not producing enough product and selling out. Although most sales forecasts are by nature inexact, we realized we should have implemented a system of sales forecasting as a critical part of our marketing management strategy. Our final position among our competitors was second place. Mogul did well overall, ending with the second highest SPI of all teams in the 6th period, and leapfrogging from 4th to 2nd place between periods 1 and 6. Most and Move performed better overall than Tops, Solo, Roll, and Soul. Our customer base was shoppers for Move and savers for Most. In period 6, Move shows a value share of 18.1%, retail sales at 109,852, and a variation of 38,267. Most came in just under Move with a value share of 17.7%, retail sales at 106,666, and a variation of 29,898. As you can see, Move had great brand awareness in period 6 for shoppers, savers, and explorers, and with all segments being over 70%. We believe this was due to our decision to aggressively increase advertising dollars in the later periods. Most was least successful in brand awareness for the professional groups. Most had significant market share at 62.2%, which is great compared to all the other brands, which were below 30%. We targeted shoppers and savers, and our market share reflected that.
Now I'm going to talk about lessons learned. So with the lessons learned, we decided and determined that market research is a key ingredient in marketing. So what that does is it causes us to ensure that we're targeting the correct segment with the right message. It is also best to invest in advertising. We pretty much lowballed our advertising numbers early on and ended up having to play catch up later on in period 4, 5, and 6. But once we had our marketing research appropriate and we had our investment in our advertising program, then we were able to really see our share price index increase. Distributing the sales force in the right location is very important, and we also needed to increase our numbers of our sales force. Why were we successful? Well, we felt that we were successful because we took a loan out during that first period, and we also looked at our products most and our brands, our 2 brands, to see how can we create them or make them better so that they target the shoppers and the savers even more precisely. And that way we were differentiating our product, Sonite, from the other Sonites that were created by other companies. If we could do this again, I believe that we should increase our brand, Most and Move, in period 2, because we ended up selling out of it. Once it was launched, the shoppers and the savers really loved it, and we sold out of both of the products. And we ran out of Most and Move in period 3 completely. If we had increased our production, we probably could have increased our brand awareness. When the fact that we sold out, especially in period 3, it allowed our customers to purchase other Sonites. And when you purchase other sodites, you become more aware of different brands. And we may have lost market share based on that mistake that was done. Now I'm going to talk about the STP of marketing. STP being segmentation, targeting, and positioning. So first of all, we'll talk about segmentation. With segmentation, you look at your ability or the way that you're going to categorize your customers. You can categorize them based on their geographic location, demographics, psychographic, benefit, or situation. With the Markstrom strategy, we of course do not categorize our customers or consumers based on their geographic location of where they lived. Neither did we look at their gender, race, or their age, so demographics was not one of the areas that we looked at. Psychographic, though, we did look at what was the value of our sonite to our customer. What was the lifestyle of our customer? Did they buy things on an online store? Did they go into the specialty stores, or did they go for mass merchandising? We also looked at what the design of our product was. The screen size the right size for that market? Was the processing power correct? So that was the kind of thing that we looked at so that we could ensure that our product was the right product for our targeted customer. The other thing that we looked at was the benefit. How was the sonite used by the customer? And of course, in class, we talked about situation, which is related to benefit. So the example that was used in class had to do with aspirin. Aspirin is used daily by some members of our population because they have cardiovascular issues, whereas other members of our population only use it sporadically for pain. Targeting is when you create a marketing strategy that targets your particular categorized customer. So what you want to do is you want to differentiate your product from another product. Even though it's the same product, being the sonite, how are we different from, say, Roman or T or other companies or competitors? So we needed to look at our customer and see how they wanted to purchase our product. So we looked at the price of the product, the function of the product, how many features it had. So we wanted to ensure that the shoppers and the savers were very interested in purchasing our product. And one of the other things that we did is we concentrated and focused on the shoppers and savers. Whereas we did not undifferentiate where we sent the same message to all segments. We focus very much on the shoppers and the savers. Micro-marketing, on the other hand, is when you get your own marketing mix, and mass marketing is where you skip segmentation altogether, which is not what we did. Positioning is something that we did talk about in class, and that's where you create an image for your product or service. So one of the examples that was talked about had to do with the Ram truck. It's a big truck, it's powerful, it has a heavy payload, it has great towing capacity. Symbolic would be the Mogul, and of course the shoe, Nike. That is something that you really want to wear because you have a great experience using and wearing the Nike products. Now I'm talking about the 4 pieces of marketing. First of all, is the product itself. That is when we really focused on how was our product going to be used. We marketed to our shoppers and our savers. We looked at the function of the product, the processing power, the various features that were available on that product, and then we went on to the price. Did we price it appropriately? If we priced it too high, the shoppers and the savers and the explorers, they wouldn't want to buy it. Whereas the professionals and the high earners, if you price it too low, they wouldn't want to buy it because they would feel it was cheap. Then we looked at where we placed our product because once again, our shoppers and our savers, they were the targeted segment of the population, and we decided we were going to place our product in the mass merchandising area and also in the stores and specialty stores. We did place some product into the online area because shoppers and savers do indeed shop there, and so do other segments of the population. Promotion ended up being how you communicate about your product. And the way that we communicated about our product was through our sales force. And we ended up increasing our sales force over time and sending them to the correct channels and ensuring that they indeed were talking about our product so that it was appealing to our targeted customers, the shoppers and the savers. They talked about the price, they talked about the convenience of the product, and they also talked about the processing power because that's where we really wanted to focus our efforts with our sales force. In conclusion, we really felt that the MarkStrat simulation helped us as participants learn how to use the marketing strategy. We were able to create a product and a marketing mix, and then see the results of what our advertising and distribution efforts performed, and it allowed us, Team Mogul, to come in second place. So thank you very much.